Hello, beautiful friends and book lovers. I hope that you're all doing well. If you're new here, my name is Heather, and here at Heather's Book Review, I tend to read and review thrillers. You can connect with me on Goodreads and Instagram. It's just the same handle, which is Heather's Book Review. So I have vowed to read every thriller that Book of the Month posts as their thriller option. So this was the May Book of the Month thriller choice. It is Breathless by Amy McCulloch. So I read this in a read with me style kind of vlog, which I've been getting into lately. So if you have also read the book, that footage should be fun for you to watch because I break up the book into 3 parts, and then I read the book and I record my thoughts after each part. So if you have the book and you want to almost like do a little buddy read, this video would be kind of fun for you as well, because you can just read the 3 sections with me and then, pause as you go and we can chat about it. So I read the book from beginning to page 102 and then 102 to 202 and then 202 to finish. I think those were just like pages where the chapter like ended up being chapter breaks. So before we get into all of that footage of me like reading the book and recording as I go, I do just want to give you a quick little non-spoiler review. So this book is about a group of people that are climbing this mountain together. It's like this insane mountain expedition. And our main character, Cecily, I believe, is a journalist who's trying to get a break in her, like she really wants to make it as a journalist. And one of the guys in the group, Charles, is this like really well-known mountain climber, and he's going to be in this group, and he tells her like, hey, if you do this climb and like prove to me that you're also a mountain climber and can do this, like I'll let you interview me. So he picks her out of like all of these journalists, and she's kind of like, I wonder why he's picking me, but like I'm not gonna turn this offer down. Like I need this for my career. So that's basically the book. Like as they're climbing, there are like some mysterious deaths, and like as you go, you as the reader are trying to figure out like who is behind everything. Unfortunately, I didn't love this book. On my rating scale, I did end up giving it a chore to finish. I felt like it took a very long time to like even get started in terms of like excitement. And I felt like there were a lot of like repetitive scenes and dragged out scenes. And then sadly, I felt like the book was predictable. But of course, I do get into all of those thoughts as I'm reading the book with you guys. So stay tuned for that. But unfortunately, both April and May's Book of the Month choices were just not great in my opinion. But I do have high hopes for this month, June, because Jennifer Hillier's new novel is one of the Book of the Month choices. So I did choose that, and then I chose the other thriller. I can't even remember. I can just vaguely remember what the cover looks like, but I don't remember the title or who wrote it. But I am going to be doing read with me style vlogs for both of those books as well. So anyways, we're going to hop into the actual reading with me footage now. So thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Hope you guys enjoy.
Hey guys, sorry for the lighting. It is very late at night, but I have officially read through page 102 of Breathless by Amy McCulloch. I have no idea, but I am doing a read with me for this, so I wanted to come on and basically just tell you guys my thoughts so far on the book. This is the Book of the Month pick for May. I will admit, I was bored out of my freaking mind until page like 80, and this may sound kind of silly, but I was just like, I'm not super big into the like descriptions of like climbing the mountain and like the mountain journey and everything. And you're probably like, okay, Heather, that's literally the book. The book is these characters climbing this mountain. And it's like, I get it, but sometimes it just felt like we weren't getting much action at all. And it was just like, Cecily, I think that's, our main character, like, kind of trying to find the confidence to do this like what is it called? 8,000er or something. I don't know. But I will say I clearly was bored and no, I was interested in the author. So I read this little like back flap here, and it actually says that she became the youngest Canadian woman to climb, oh my gosh, I'm so gonna butcher this, Manaslu in Nepal. I really should know that, but hopefully I pronounced that right. But I was like, okay, so that kind of actually helped me just like rationalize with being like, okay, this author, like all, you know, if she is a mountain climber herself, the descriptors of how Cecily is feeling or some of the other characters are probably like legit. And that kind of helped me, I guess, like appreciate the book a little bit more, because I needed something. I was like, I need something that will help me read this book and not be like super bored. So that has kind of helped me just like appreciate more of the like mountain climbing and like the descriptive scenes. Now, I will say at this point in the book, I am still a little confused with like all of the characters. I do feel like we are getting like some little helpful hints of like potential motives. For example, Doug, we recently found out that like his past, you know, he's been going through some stuff. Like it sounds like him and his wife got divorced. There was a child mentioned. But he seems very like cold, just cold, right? So I'm wondering like what's going on with him. I don't really think that like this mysterious whistler person like is Doug. I think that would be a little strange. I don't know like what motive he has to like harm other climbers. Elise, I believe, I don't really see her motive either. She kind of just sounds, you know, like she's doing all of these climbs and she's like promoting everything on her Instagram, and she said that like this is, you know, her way of life, or I'm sorry, her way of living. It's literally her job. Ben seems a little like they're kind of like competing-ish, right, in the journalism world. So like maybe he wants to have a leg up on her. I'm not sure. Grant, is it? The one that kind of is like always like jumping at the opportunity to like drink. And I remember Cecily at one point was like, who could possibly want to drink? Like we're trying to get like we're trying to get acclimated with like our surroundings. Like nobody wants alcohol. Like our bodies are sore, our oxygen levels are low or whatever. So I don't know. He seems kind of like sketchy. And he also made the comments to her like, oh, how was your swim? Like right before that other guy died. Like he knew that she was like going for, or not a swim. He knew, what was she doing? She was seeing the not Montessori. What was it? You guys obviously know if you're reading this too, but she went to go see like a temple or something, and he like knew about the trip, and he knew that she recently ran into that guy that was like found dead. So, and then he also did mention he has a drone. So could it be him? It may seem a little obvious at this point because he's the one that we've been given to kind of like alarming, like, well, that's weird. Why would he say that? Kind of clues. But basically, I don't have any main suspects right now. I do feel like I am enjoying the mountain sort of scenery setting now that I'm like, okay, this author is like legit and she's done this herself. Like I think that really made me like want to appreciate the descriptions of everything going on a little bit more, just like personally. But we'll see. I'm not super into it. I mean, this 100 pages so far has taken me like several days to get through, but I am just trying to force myself to read it a little bit every night, because I'm the kind of person that like if I just keep putting a book down over and over, oh, there's my pup, it's, not going to go well for me. So stay tuned. Also, I did want to mention that I am going to be reading to page 200 or through page 201. So I will record all of my thoughts after these 99 pages. Hope you guys enjoy the reading as well. Hey guys, as you can see, it is a rainy day here in the Chicagoland area. My voice is a little raspy. My allergies have been so bad. Our weather has just been honestly crazy. It's just a really nice, relaxing weekend, and I'm here with my thoughts on reading through Breathless by, what's her name? Amy McCulloch? I don't know. Anyways, I previously said that I was going to read until page 202 and give you my thoughts. So I'll be honest, I started slipping back into just being like bored. I feel like it started to pick up a little bit for me, and then I just started to get bored again. I was like, okay, I'm over all of the climbing scenes. Let's go. I felt like we didn't really have a whole ton of like anticipation, but then it finally started to pick up, but then it was like, decreasing again. So yes, but I do think that Charles is like behind all of this. I even had a thought that like maybe Charles is like orchestrating all of this to like record them and like record their behaviors for like an experiment of his own, if you will. But I don't think it's a coincidence, or wait, how do I word this? I don't think it's a coincidence that he has been around or has been on all of these expeditions where like these people keep dying. So I definitely think he has something to do with it. I felt like through pages like 1 through like 170 or 100 through 170, I was just like really bored. Then we see that like, we get a glimpse of that like fight with Irina and Grant. And then, all of his shit gets, like messed up. Like someone intentionally was screwing around with his things. And then Irina ends up getting murdered. And I was originally thinking like, I feel like somebody drugged her and then like, tied up her neck or whatever and like pushed her so it looked like an accident. But then Ben, before he left the expedition, was like, no, I saw a man push her. And I don't think it's Grant. I think we're like made out to believe that Grant is obviously this like super annoying character who definitely has like a lot of enemies, if you will, and like I know he was obviously trying to like get with her or whatever, but I don't think it's him. I think someone's intentionally screwing with him to try to make him upset, by like ransacking all of his things. But I don't think it's Grant. I do think Charles is behind this for sure. I truthfully do. And then, of course, if you're reading the same pages as me, we end on page 202, and then all of a sudden, who's there but Charles? I also was super annoyed with Cecily because she had an out, right? Like, she could have left with Ben, and then she didn't. But then if you think about it, like, we wouldn't have a story then. Like, of course she has to stay there and, like, follow this through. But I was like, you had an opportunity there, girlfriend. You really did. But yeah, we shall see. I mean, Irina's death definitely came as a shock to me. Grant being ransacked didn't. But yeah, I guess, I don't think it's Doug. I feel like I really do think it's Charles, and I just don't know his game yet. But I really can't think of anyone else. I don't think it's going to be Elise, the like Instagrammer or whatever. Like, she doesn't scream like having a huge motive to me. So we shall see. But my plan now is to just finish the book and then record my thoughts once I'm finished. So if you're also reading along with me, happy reading, and I hope it picks up a little bit. Just read to page 202, and I firmly believe that Charles is behind everything and that he is the like mystery whistler that Cecily keeps hearing. I've read through page 241, and I'm here with some thoughts. So I really am like seriously still dead set on Charles, because now we just had the scene where him and Grant had like a huge fight, and Grant was like, I have actual proof. I have actual footage that Charles is a fraud and that he's like faked all of those rescues, but I can't show you guys because someone ruined my hard drive. And then Charles and Doug, I do think that like Charles and Doug are kind of like working together. I'm not quite sure, like maybe Doug was supposed to get some sort of like monetary compensation. I don't know, but I do think that like Doug is protecting Charles for some reason. But now like Cecily just found Charles snooping in her tent, and then he like turns the whole thing on her, like a huge manipulation tactic, and was like, I don't think you're cut out for this. Like he was like trying to read, you know, her article and was like, I don't know why you're thinking like this. I think this is all getting to your head. So he's manipulating her. So he just screams like fraud to me, and I know he's behind all of this. Okay, so just read through page 285, and my suspicion about Charles like always having been there and, you know, being in on everything, so to speak, has been confirmed, because that tent that Cecily saw that like she tried to show Doug in the beginning that was like worn down, but the camper had like moved on or whatever because Doug never saw it. It's confirmed that that's Charles's tent, because she was following him back or like looking for him, and she saw him go into that tent. So like I knew he's been there the whole time. Like I've told you guys, I thought that he was like the whistler she'd been hearing, right? But I just don't understand. Like I get that, like, you know, he has this facade of like, I'm a big climber and everything, and like he's trying to have this reputation of being like a savior, and clearly he thinks like really highly of himself, right? Like when he was giving that speech about like, you can do this and you can be one of the most like valiant people like ever, whatever. I don't know, but it is confirmed that that's his tent. And now oh gosh, what's her name? Elise has left, because we found out that she's been dating Dario and was trying to get like dirt on Charles, but now she's like going back with Dario or whatever. So I feel like the numbers have been dwindling, and I feel like he's gonna attempt to kill off Cecily. I don't know, and maybe like spin it as like writer who, you know, was trying to make redemption article, you know, falls to death or something, or like Charles saved her. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Guys, I finished Breathless. Just what I expected. It was Charles and Doug, but not in cahoots together. I was wrong about that part. Hello, pup. I was wrong about that part. I did not see the twist coming that Carrie was short for Caroline, which was Doug's daughter, that Cecily feels like she killed and was responsible for. And then obviously his motive was like he was so, you know, lost in all of his grief that he wanted Cecily to die in a similar way to how his daughter died. And then obviously Charles was crazy and just admitted that he enjoyed killing people, and he enjoyed the power of like, you know, killing people on the mountain and like being known as the best. So like when it wrapped up and they were in the hospital and she saw that Charles was alive, you know, I was scared for her at that point. But then she gets the proof from Elise's camera, was it? Or like her Instagram video or something, that Charles really was a killer. And then she sent her final like big article. So like you can infer it's going to be a happy ending for her, and that she, you know, is going to basically like ruin Charles, and thankfully he's not going to be able to kill anyone anymore. I'll be honest though, this was like a 1.5 star for me. I mean, not only did I predict like the Charles and Doug piece, although it wasn't quite what I was thinking, it is pretty similar in my opinion. I just felt like it was really hard to like read the story, because I wasn't super like into all of the mountain scenes, and just like it felt like it dragged on. It felt like it was really boring at times. And like obviously you guys know like I love being able to like actually be wrong with my predictions. Like I want the author to like make me work for it a little bit, you know? So that also kind of sucked. But yeah, overall, like I feel like it's even gracious in my opinion saying that this is like a 2-star book because I don't think it is. I didn't really enjoy myself. I felt like I was just really like rushing to kind of finish the book, which is also like never a good feeling. So this kind of sucks because I didn't like April's book of the month, which was Like a Sister. I didn't like this, so hopefully I like their June book of the month thriller choice. I know that Alice Feeney is coming out with Daisy Darker, I think, in either I want to say June or July, hopefully. So I have a feeling that will be a book of the month choice in the near future because they did her novel Rock, Paper, Scissors last time, which was, I know, a huge hit for them because so many people chose it. So I'm just hoping that, a thriller choice is one of their future thriller choices is going to be good because the last 2 months have been super disappointing in my opinion. Anyways, if you read along with me or you read this book already and you were just, watching my thoughts on it, let me know your thoughts below. I would love to chat with you. Maybe you actually really liked the book and we have two totally different opinions. I, regardless, would still love to chat. So, as always, thanks for reading along with me. Thanks for watching the video and, taking the time to comment. I love chatting with you guys. As always, I'll see you in my next video. Bye, you guys.